So we're going to begin this lesson, or we're going to really dive deep into this lesson about quieting the monkey mind. I think it's one of the most frequent questions that I get asked as a meditation teacher. This is what I do every single day of my life. And it's like, Karen, I can't quiet the mind. First thing is, we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 60 to 80,000 thoughts. I'm talking to you and your mind is going. It's like thoughts. It's normal, you guys. We're human. If we're human, we're going to have thoughts, right? So it's kind of impossible to quiet every fluctuation of the mind. What we can do is put some practices into place to quiet the fluctuations just a little bit. You're always going to have thoughts. Thoughts means you're alive. So the thoughts are going to be there, but we can put in some tools that will help you alleviate some of the maybe obsessive thinking that you might be having on a day-to-day basis. So that's what we're going to get into today. And we're going to meditate with one of the tools that I'm going to teach you because, of course, and I felt like we haven't really meditated together in a while due to the topics that we've been talking about have been really long and extensive. So we're definitely going to get a medi in today. Okay, so let's talk about some techniques. So the first thing is you're not trying to quiet every fluctuation of the mind. That is not going to happen. We have little what we call glimpse of the gap, or we can go into the state of quiet alertness or contemplated alertness or awareness, where the brain, the gamma and the delta brain waves come together. Gamma brain waves are your, like, I'm doing this, my life is flowing, everything's beautiful, and your delta brain waves are your sleeping brain waves. When those come together, we can be in the gap where we almost feel like we're dreaming, and this happens during meditation. That is cumulative. We'll find that stillness throughout your meditation, like for 2 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. It's not consecutive in the entire meditation. Buddha had thoughts. Patanjali had thoughts. Jesus had thoughts. All of these beautiful sages that really went deep into meditation all had thoughts in their meditation. So I just want to get that clear that you're not going to never not have a thought in your mind, okay? Except when we're in the gap, and that's cumulative. They're little small glimpses of that like nothingness. So getting rid of that expectation that you're completely going to get rid of the monkey mind. And now let's talk about some ways to actually train your brain to quiet down a little bit. And this quieting of the brain is something that takes practice and that you have to do consistently for you to begin to see the actual benefits. Two of the main reasons why people stop meditating is, one, they don't see the benefits quick enough, and two is time. And so we all want to have a more relaxed state, less reactive, more reflective, but we give up too easy. So it takes a minimum of 56 consecutive days of meditation for our brain to start to shift. Our brain is neuroplastic. And I'm talking about science here, guys. This isn't woo-woo. This is actual science that allows us to understand that our brains are not set in stone, okay? They are flexible. We can train them. And I actually just saw this weekend a really beautiful presentation by Dr. I want to say her name is Sarah. Hold on, I could tell you right now what her name is, but she did this beautiful TED Talk, and it was all about how the brain, the actual brain, she did a study on how meditation can, it was actually based on ritualization, but it's on meditation, can really help you move the brain from one state to the next state. So it really is a beautiful way to Dr. Sarah Lazar is her name, Dr. Sarah Lazar. So if you're looking for the actual scientific like study that tells you that your brain is neuroplastic and you can train it to do whatever the heck you want, that is her name, Dr. Sarah Lazar. And if you're wanting the link to that, please send me an email. If you don't follow me on Inside Timer, I do have my profile on here. It's my teacher profile. It has my website. On my website is my contact information, or if someone is very nice, they can put it into the comments. I'm not allowed to do so, so that's the thing. All right, so let's get to the first thing. One of my all-time favorite ways to really start to quiet the fluctuations of the mind is to ask sacred questions before you go into your meditation. And this is how it works. And if you're wanting a guided meditation, I do have one. It's called my morning practice on Inside Timer. You're definitely welcome to listen to it. So what I do is, let's say it's the morning, and you've checked your email, you've gone into your phone, you have text messages, you're like, and then you're gonna go into meditation. So you're already activated a lot of the brain, and you're like, okay, now I need to stop this monkey brain of all my to-dos and go into a state of stillness. So you would settle in, breathe, witness the body, where you are in that moment. So if there's tightness, if there's tension, you really want to feel that. You don't want to run away from it. The more we resist, the harder it is to go into that place of stillness. So you definitely want to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling in that moment. Once you do that, you can ask 3 sacred questions. And these are the same 3 sacred questions that I've been asking for 6 consecutive years every single morning of my routine. The first one is, who am I when I'm at my best? The second one is, what am I grateful for? And sometimes I'll take it further and I'll say, why am I grateful? And the third one is, what is my heart's desire? When we go into these states of inquiry, you're putting a single state of attention into the brain. So it is impossible for the brain to repeat a phrase, or, let's say you're like, oh, sure, Victoria. So Victoria wants me to repeat the questions. The first one is, who am I when I am at my best? I guess I could write them in, huh? That would be nice. Who am I when I am at my best? What am I grateful for? What is my heart desires? Or what does my heart long for is a better way to say it. What does my heart long for? So when we start into this in your meditation, this is like a brain hack. Like you're going back and you're like, okay, I'm asking these questions. The brain is now, instead of being in this state of like, gotta do the to-do list, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, you're now going into the state of repetition with the question. You're not necessarily looking for like these divine answers, but it definitely helps to quiet the fluctuations of the mind. That monkey mind starts to settle in when you start to ask these sacred questions. Now, again, you're not asking those questions to get answers. You're asking them to tap into that fertile soil of your heart. See what's there, right? To kind of inquiry into that space. Sometimes I get very, very clear, like this is what your heart needs today. And sometimes it's just nothing. But going into this state of asking these questions really helps quiet the fluctuations of the mind. And then you can go into your meditation if you're using mantra, mindfulness, breathing, metta, whatever it might be, toggling that you're doing for your meditation, then you can start your meditation. This is really like 3 to 4 minutes of inquiry, okay? Sometimes I get lost in the gratitude one because I love gratitude. So I'll be like, I'm grateful for hot water. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for this cover. So I might stay there for 2-3 minutes. That's okay. No, if you have the time, go for it. Brain hack. Number 2 is to use a mantra. I've had mantra meditations. I have them on Inside Timer. You're definitely welcome to listen to those. But a mantra is a mind vehicle or a mind tool. That is exactly the translation of mantra. It is a Sanskrit word. Man means mind, and tra means vehicle or tool. Thank you, Lauren, for your donation. So this really gives you that mind tool to quiet the fluctuations of the mind. So let's say you've had your 3 questions. And by the way, it doesn't have to be those 3 questions. It could be, what am I grateful for? What is my purpose? Can I let go of the past? Or can I accept the past is in the past and written in stone? The future is untold, and I'm here in the present moment. It can be any questions. These are just examples. These are the ones that I've been using, so that's why I told you those. But I do have a list of like 26 other questions that you can ask yourself. That is a great way to also ignite that inquiry and quiet those fluctuations. So going back, so you've asked your questions and now you're going into mantra. So now you're adding a step 2 to quieten the fluctuations of the mind. And a mantra can be anything. It could be a Sanskrit word like moksha, like I'm wearing around my neck. It could be let go. It could be om aham. It could be om muksharitam, or simple om. Whatever you want your mantra to be, you use it. And what you're going to do is just continuously repeat it. The brain cannot repeat, even if it's in silence, because you're repeating this in silence, and have a thought at the same time. It is impossible. So when you're saying om, om, damn it, I forgot to silence my phone. Om. I'm so irritated with that email. Om. So you're literally drifting from mantra to thought. The more we drift, the more we are training the brain to stay within that tool of the mantra. So the more you use this style of meditation, the easier it will get. You will see a huge difference in about 30 days if you consistently use a mantra in your meditation, okay? So if you're needing help finding a mantra, message me. I do have a mantra guide that I can send you if it's something that you're interested in. But you can literally use any mantra that you want. And Inside Timer has tons of mantra meditations. I think I use a mantra in like 90% of my meditations because I love them. And it's a fantastic way to quiet those fluctuations. A second way to do a mantra, because I know that a lot of you probably wake up in the middle of the night or have a hard time falling asleep, and you're like, how do I stop the brain? There is a sleep mantra, and it's Om Agasti Shahina. I have trained myself that when I do get up in the middle of the night, my brain goes automatically to mantra. Om Agasti Shahina. Om Agasti Shahina. Om Agasti Shahina. That is the mantra for sleep. Do not use the mantra that you're using in the morning or in the evening meditation for sleeping, okay? Because then what's going to happen is when you go into a state of meditation and you use the mantra that you're using for sleep, you're going to fall asleep. You're training the brain. This is all science, so it's all about training your brain because it's neuroplastic. So Om Agasti Shahina is the mantra for sleep. So if you wake up with a monkey brain, if you're trying to fall asleep and you have a monkey brain, Om Agasti Shahina would be the mantra to use to help you alleviate that monkey brain. Okay. Third way to quiet the fluctuations of the mind is to use a mala. I'm like, I always have a mala around. A mala, this one came from Israel. Are you pronouncing it Shahina? Ooh, I spelled it wrong. It's Shahina. And it's actually 2 E's. Sorry about that. Thank you, Shara. It's Shahina. Shaheena. Shahina. Thank you. So a mala is a fantastic way to keep your mind centered during meditation. You can use a mala, and what it is, it's almost like a rosary. It's used in Hinduism, it's used in Buddhism. It has 108 beads, a guru bead, and a tassel. This one's from Israel. My husband got to me when he was there. And it's a very gentle, so you do a repetition of a mantra with every bead. And that's the meditation. It's called Japa meditation. And Japa in Pali means repetition. So you're literally repeating a mantra, but using a beads to keep count. Really, really hard for the brain to think and be like, I need to think, I need to think, I need to think, I need to think. When you're like repeating a mantra and now you're adding a physical object to keep you centered, to keep you grounded, to keep you in the state of mindfulness, to keep you in the state of flow. So having mala beads in your meditation is definitely a beautiful way to quiet those fluctuations of the mind or quiet the monkey brain, whatever you want to use. So Japa is a fantastic way, and Japa meaning the meditation style when you're using mala beads to bring in some stillness into your space. It's also great for anxiety. If you are anxiety ridden and you're like having panic attacks and you're doing all these things, having mala beads consistently around you really does help, because there's something for you to almost grasp and like cling to when you're in that state, and you can repeat a mantra to help you get you out of that anxiety. So maybe it's let go, or it's life is good, I am beautiful, or maybe it is in Sanskrit when you're doing Om Sarvaduka Harayana Maha. Whatever the mantra might be, it's okay. It all works. English, Sanskrit, Pali, Arabic, it doesn't matter. It's going to all give you those beautiful benefits. So using a mala in your meditation would definitely help you with the monkey mind. Okay, so I've gone over asking the question, which is self-inquiry, using a mantra, using mala beads, and then a fourth one would be, and this one I do religiously every single day, is I journal. So if you have a monkey mind, normally is that you are fighting something. Something's making you suffer, something is causing you to have some sort of challenge, or just trying to figure out a situation. So one of the best ways to get rid of all that junk is to write it down. Do a brain dump. It's literally when you take a piece of paper and you just throw up of the mouth. And it doesn't have to be a Dear Diary, okay? And I've had a complete live session on journaling and different ways to journal. It could be something as simple as you're doing a sticker book, or you're writing little bubbles with feelings, or you're drawing, or whatever the case may be. It is so important to just get it down on paper. If you wake up in the middle of the night and Om Agasti Shahina is not doing it for you, grab a notebook, have a notebook. I have notebooks literally like everywhere. Literally. Like I have, well, I have 5 notebooks propping up my camera on this side, but I literally have notebooks everywhere. And in each notebook, whatever I feel like writing, I'm gonna like put it down. So there's a little brain map that I did because I had some thoughts, and brain mapping was what I wanted to do. You can literally do whatever feels good to you to really bring you some release and some just, you know, letting go of whatever is that has your gripped, okay? Fantastic way to quiet the fluctuations of the mind, okay? The last one that I'm going to cover is ritualization. This is really, really, really important when it comes to your brain function, okay? Ritualization is what it takes to literally shift the entire aspect of that monkey brain that's happening. You're probably tapping into your amygdala when you're having that obsessive thinking. And your amygdala, when you're not a meditator, is very large. And it's also your fight or fight area. So if you're in constant fight or flight consistently, on average, people are on fight or flight 20 to 28 times in one day. And if you're not familiar with fight or flight, I'm going to give you a real quick synopsis, okay? When you tap into fight or flight, which takes 10 seconds, your cortisol levels increase. Your sugar increases. It spikes up like if you're eating 5 Snicker bars at one time. Oh, not healthy, right? Your platelets in your blood thicken. Your immune system is suppressed. I mean, just those things should be scary enough to be like, oh my God, your blood pressure spikes up. So when we're like, I don't feel good, or the doctor's like, you have high blood pressure now, or your cholesterol is high, or you're having pre-diabetic symptoms, or whatever the case is, it's literally that stress center of fight or flight. And the reason why we tap into this so easily is because it's literally ingrained in us. Back 2,000 years ago when we were walking the earth, this fight or flight saved our lives. If there was a tiger or some sort of animal that was about to attack you and it slid your arm, the platelets were so sticky that you wouldn't bleed out. Your sugar was so high that you can run 2 miles easy and try to get away from this animal. Your immune system is not needed when you're running for your life or you're fighting for your life. So of course it's going to be suppressed. So the body has evolved to survive in these difficult situations. Now that we live comfortably and there's no animals attacking us, at least not every day, our bodies have emotional fight or flight. So we're consistently tapping into this fight or flight emotionally because there's nothing else that's going to trigger it like it was before, unless you're a soldier and you're in Iraq and you're faced with really difficult situations. So getting away from the amygdala, shrinking it, and increasing the hippocampus of the brain, the frontal lobes and cortex, where your memory is and your critical decision making lies, is going to be a huge benefit to restructuring the brain. It literally can save your life. And you do this through ritualization, through meditation. So what does a ritual look like to you? I rise, pee, and meditate. Every morning I rise, I pee, and I go back to my bed because I meditate. And I propped up my pillows and I'm ready for my meditation. I always have all of my books next to me, my crystals, everything that I'm going to use. In the evenings, I like to meditate right after work. So if I'm at the studio, I meditate after my last client. If I am at home, I tend to meditate before I do dinner. So it's a ritualization that is ingrained in me. It is part of my DNA. My brain now knows that this is what I'm doing every single day, which has shrunken my amygdala and made my big forehead bigger. I'm just kidding. Makes my brain, my hippocampus, larger. There's also a study, check this guys, check this out. Thank you, Maria. Yes, thank you, Lori. My forehead big. There's a study now that says that people who are meditators have a younger frontal lobe. What does that mean? That means that if you're like me in your mid-40s, my brain, if they scan it, will probably look like a brain that's in their 20s or even early 30s because I'm a meditator. The meditation preserves your frontal lobe mucus, or whatever they want to call it, this lining that preserves your brain. Mind blown. Real shit, you guys. So if this doesn't motivate you to get you meditating, I don't know what will. So, but actually, let me tie it back to I'm gonna tie it back to this topic, which is quieting the monkey mind. What does Lauren say? I'm gonna try that tip, meditating right after work. By the time I get to the end of the day, I'm exhausted. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Right after work works great for me. Anywhere between 3 and 7 is a great evening meditation. However, I just want to mention that if something happens and you cannot meditate for 15, 20 minutes, do 5 minutes. Or start with 5 minutes and add a minute every month until you have your routine down. But tying this back to ritualization, if you're ritualizing your meditations, if you're ritualizing this beautiful, beautiful, scientifically based healing system, then your brain will function in that state of less reactiveness, less obsessive thinking, less of all of that, and more of the tranquility, the relaxation, peace, love, whatever. And I didn't even realize that when I did this live, it was going to tap so much into the science. But as I'm talking, it's literally science-based information on how to quiet the fluctuations of the mind. Yoga Sitri Vritti Nirora is a beautiful mantra in the 8 limbs of Patanjali that literally translates to that. Quieting the fluctuations of the mind, centering yourself, yoga, Siddhi Vritti Nirora, quieting. In yoga, which is meditation, the fluctuations of the mind. See, it says it's a practice. Yes, it is a practice. The more we practice, the easier it gets. It's just like going to the gym, you guys. If you're trying to get that 6-pack or lose those 5 pounds or whatever it is, you're not going to do it if you go to the gym once a month. You're going to do it if you're consistent, if you have a ritual, right? I'm guilty of not going to the gym every day. Hi, Karen. Do you have a book you would recommend? Jessie, is it for quieting the fluctuation of the mind or to get your meditation practice started? Let me know. I'm a big bookworm, or I like to call myself a book shark because I read like 6 books at a time. So let me know what specific need you have for that book, and I will definitely do that. So I think one of the best books that I've ever read about meditation is this baby right here. Secrets of Meditation by David G., my teacher. Oh, Maria says you can try David G. course. This book is it was the first book that I picked up before I was meditating, but not like, I am. And I was like mind blown. Literally, you can even see I have written and followed everything in this book. it blew my mind when I read it. So if you're a beginning meditator or even not a beginner, this is the book. Maria says, that man is, I don't know what words to use. He's amazing. He's an alien. He has superpowers. Yeah, his book, it is amazing. There's a lot of other books, but I find that David G really got the essence and explain it, you know. Yeah, I tell him all the time, I'm like, you're an alien. He laughs. All right. Any questions before we get into the meditation? So just to kind of, as people are typing in questions, if there are any, here are the tools that I gave you to quiet the fluctuations of the mind. Reflection questions before you actually get into the deep side of your meditation. Using a mantra, also for sleep. Om Agasti Shahina. Before you meditate or after, start writing shit down that is bothering you. Actually get it down on paper. Get it out of here and onto the paper. Number 4 is to ritualize your meditation. And number 5 is, it's okay to have thoughts. It's okay to have thoughts. You do not need to clear your mind to a state of nothingness for you to have a good meditation. Every meditation is a snowflake. It's different in every way. And the only bad meditation, my loves, is the one you don't show up for. So even if that monkey brain is going and you're meditating, you're still having a good meditation. Yeah. So Maria starts her meditation with the question of, who am I today? Whatever works, my love. All right. So let's get the meditating. If anyone does, if after the meditation, I'll have some time. So I think a few minutes. So if you have any questions that come up from here to then, let's do it. So we're going to do exactly what I talked about. We're going to go into questions, mantra, and see how that feels. See how the brain reacts. See if it feels good to you. Okay? No music, just my voice. So get comfortable. As comfortable as you can. As we close our eyes, and we take a slow breath in through the nose, really allowing that belly to expand. And when you get to the top, when you feel that breath in your nostrils, release it, let it go. Let's do that once again. Slow breath in. Release and let go. Start to breathe normally. Start to witness the body. If you need to, you can even circle the neck or the shoulders. Just getting rid of any tension, any stressors that you might be feeling in this moment. Spend a little time here witnessing the body. Our body is our first responder. It lets us know exactly what we need in every moment of every day. Maybe you feel some pain, some tightness. Wherever that might be, you can place your hand there. Give yourself healing light and love in that area, wherever it might be. And let's take a slow breath in and just let it all go. Audible exhale. Let's do that once again. Breath in with an audible exhale. And now let's bring in relaxation, calm into your mind, into your body, to your heart, soul and spirit. Relaxing the brow, let go of all that tension. Relax the cheeks, relax the jaw. Can even do fire point, which is the most relaxing position for your tongue by placing it towards the roof of your mouth, towards the front of your teeth. This is the most ancient and most relaxing state for your tongue. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders away from your ears. Feel that relaxation moving all the way down to your belly, to your thighs, your calves, even your toes. Just relax. Be in this state for a few breaths. The more relaxed you are, the more flow comes into your space, abundance, love, peace, serenity, calmness, maybe even some answers. When you're in a state of relaxation and letting go, the universal flow is turned on. So let's ask, what am I grateful for today? Allow the list to run of gratitude, of appreciation. What am I grateful for today? Next, we'll ask, what does my heart long for? What does my heart desire? You can even place your hand towards your heart center if it helps to bring up those answers that are deep in your heart center. What does your heart desire and long for? And as you bring those desires to the surface, let's set an intention, state of mind, a state of being, an action step that can get you a step closer to your desires and your needs. Whatever that might be, go there. Maybe it's to smile more today, or to come from a place of kindness and compassion. Maybe it's to speak your truth. This intention is just for today. Now that we planted our intention in the fertile soil of our heart, we'll water it by using a mantra. Today we'll use the mantra Ananda. Ananda, bliss, happiness, joy, igniting our heart with Ananda. You're going to repeat this mantra to yourself over and over. Ananda. And at any time you have thoughts or physical sensations, bring yourself back to Ananda. Ananda. When you hear my voice, gently keep your eyes closed. Ananda, bliss, happiness, joy. Ananda. You can stop repeating the mantra and just allow that silence, that stillness to rest within for a few more moments, a few more breaths. As we take a slow breath in, release and let go. And we'll seal this beautiful meditation by chanting Om, the hymn of the universe that connects us through space and time. Taking a slow breath in. Om. as we place our hands towards our heart center and we say namaste. I honor the divine light in you that is also in me. And when you're in that space and I'm in that space, we are one. Namaste.